everyone, and welcome back to my channel. This is Tammy. Alright, so today we are doing a couple more days in my December daily, and as you see here, I found the most awesome gift bag, and I knew I wanted to use that Christmas tree in my journal, so just kind of taking the bag apart, and I didn't want to have you suffer through all of that. So I've kind of fast forwarded a little bit. I apologize for my voice. By the way, I got sick the other day and I'm kind of dealing with that. Oh yeah, the bag has a lot of glitter in it. So lots of cleanup there. And here I'm just trying to figure out what I want to write about in this prompt. And then now, just to kind of give me an idea of where it might go in the journal. And so now I'm just trying to find a spot where I think it'll look the best. So let's try a few different pages here. Trying to find one that was fairly clean. Didn't want a lot of stuff in the background. I liked this, but then I couldn't get the red page before out of my head because I think it kind of looks like wallpaper in the background. So I decided to go ahead and put it there, and then I'm going to make it into a pocket, and now I'm going to figure out my journaling card to use for the pocket. And I thought, well, why don't I use the music from the side of the bag on one side, and then on the other side, just some coffee dyed paper with some dotted lines on it. So here I am just preparing my journaling card. Gotta get it all measured up. So how's everybody been doing? Hope you've all been well. I did not intend to get sick. I guess it's better to get sick the week before Christmas than the week of. It was kind of a rough day yesterday. Kind of was just feverish and not fun. So stayed home from work, just worked from home yesterday, which also wasn't intended. I've got a lot to do. And I need to get it done before I want to go on vacation next week. But you know what? It'll all work out in the end. I've decided already. So, alright. So, got that glued down. And now I'm going to distress the edges a little bit. Darken the edges. And, yep. Still doing that. I use Tim Holtz Distress Stain, and I believe this is, Vintage Photo, I believe is the color of this one. And I actually didn't get that glued down super well. It's a little bit bubbly on the backside, but it's alright. It'll be okay. And then because the bag had a crease down the middle, I decided to go ahead and stay with that and keep the crease. So made it into a little folding book, I guess. And so now I'm just trying to find something that I want to decorate the outside of it with. And I like that little picture. It's really pretty. It's a poinsettia with some pine cones and some greenery, but it was just a little bit too small. So I went and found some gift tags, and I actually like that ornament too, but it was too matchy with the music note colors. So going back and ended up choosing this one. It's kind of like a gift. It looks kind of like a gift. And then I still thought it wasn't really popping off of the music, so I'm gonna put it on some craft paper, some cardstock I had there, so that way it'll pop off the background. I think my head is gone along with my voice. Oh, I'll feel better tomorrow, I promise. Alright, so it was a little bit too wide, so I was gonna shorten it up a little bit, and then we'll distress this one too, because you gotta not distress, you gotta darken the edges on everything. Oh, and the glue stick wasn't holding that down onto the craft paper, so decided to get some heavier duty stuff glue, and got my Fabri-Tac out and got that all glued down there. And because it's a gift bag, it's kind of got a little bit of a slick finish to it. And then here are some Jen Hadfield labels, and I picked just a plain one with some gold edging on it, and then I'll go ahead and do my journaling on that in just a minute. But first, I thought that the inside of that needed just a little bit of something, so I decided to put a little bit of washi tape on the top and bottom just to make it look like it was being held on there by the washi tape. So this kind of finishes it up a little bit. Alright, so now I'm looking for my journaling, and I chose Traditions Your Family Keeps and Repeats. And then I have some word stickers, and then I found Remembrance of Things to Come is the sticker, and I'm sorry I didn't let you see that very well. I was a little too quick with that, but it says Remembrance of Things to Come. And I thought that was kind of perfect because I'm remembering all of the traditions that we have, and it's not like those traditions are going to stop anytime soon, so there are things to come as well. So I thought that was kind of a cool little perfect quote there. So got that stuck down, and now I'm going to do my journaling, and I'll just kind of tell you a synopsis of what I'm saying. But Christmas Eve is reserved for my dad's side of the family, and on Christmas Eve, we not so long ago, maybe 10 years ago, they kind of decided to choose a different country every year for us to make our food with. So we always do a potluck, and so everybody brings something. And so like one year it will be Italian, another year it might be, I don't know, Mexican. So if it's the year of Italian food, everybody brings an Italian dish. Well, one year we chose Denmark, which was I'm part Danish, and I had to laugh because my aunt answered the door with a Viking hat on. She had the big old horns and everything. It was just kind of funny. So some years it's great, and some years it's not, kind of a flop. But and then on Christmas Day, I go to my mom's side, and it's always pretty much the same thing. We usually eat at lunch, and then after that, my uncle's birthday is on the 23rd, so we'll usually celebrate his birthday real quick with his gifts, and then, not real quick. We celebrate his birthday, and then we'll open our presents after that. We really don't do a whole lot of presents. And then the rest of the day is basically spent playing games and card games. And lately the game to play is hand and foot card game. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but it's kind of a long and involved game, so it's pretty fun. We play that pretty much all the time. So, all right, so next day, I had made this little pocket in preparation in the journal prep for getting ready for December dailies. So I'm sorry I didn't show you the whole creation of that, but here I am trying to find something to put on the front of it because I thought it was a little plain still. So just putting this little card with even more glitter. There's glitter everywhere. 'Tis the season, right? So some more glitter on the front of that, and then I decided I liked it on this page, and I wanted to kind of do a tip out, and decided I liked that placement, and so this is actually the ribbon from the gift bag from yesterday. So I'm gonna sew that to the side and then sew the ribbon onto the paper. So now the dog next door is barking like crazy all of a sudden. So here I am just preparing that, and I usually just put a little dab of glue to start it and bunch it up a little bit, and then I'll do the rest of it on the sewing machine. So sorry about excuse me. Sorry about the framing of this. I did not realize I was so out of frame. It'll get better in just a second. There you go. So you can see it's kind of got a little bit of a ruffly edge. So just gluing that to the other side to keep it in place. And then on this side, I decided I wanted to do some lace. So got out my jar of lace and goodies in cream or white colors because that's what this jar is reserved for. And chose this one. It's a pretty simple one. I didn't really want to add a bunch of floof on this page, I guess. So just measuring it out, and then I'll glue that down too. And then I'm going to take this to the sewing machine and really secure it with the sewing machine. So I'll do a zigzag stitch, and now it is sewn onto the page, and now I'm just getting rid of the threads, and I just realized I didn't have a decision on what I was going to do, so I just chose favorite December colors, number 22. So instead of writing it down, I decided, no, we need to do some stamps. So pulled out my Amy Tangerine block stamps, and just going to stamp fave December colors here. And again, I'm sorry, I'm not really in frame. I need to figure that out a little bit better. I forgot I had zoomed in the camera a little bit farther, so it was easier for you to see what I was doing. And then I forgot that, oh yeah, I need to move my stuff up further. So it says fave December, and then colors is what you're not going to see here. Oh, and then I got my number stamps out and decided on the number 2 with the circle around it. And I'm just putting that in the bottom corner, which you also cannot see. I'm sorry about that. I'm going to do better next time, I promise. Or at least I'm going to try harder. All right, so now I got to show you my favorite December colors. So I decided I was going to try and ink some silver and gold. And I thought that was okay. The silver is better in person. It's not really showing up on video as well. But then I got my Finnabair metallic paints out to see if those might look a little bit better. So first I'm trying the silver. And again, I'm sorry, I'm not really in frame. So that looks like a little bit more like a metallic concrete. Gray, which would be fine, but it's not quite the silver I was going for. So here's the gold. So I like that. So I'm just covering the stamping that I did with some of this gold paint. And then I also got out, I think this is antique brass color, or bronze. It's probably bronze. Which I like that too. So then, of course, it's December. You gotta have red and green as your favorite colors, right? But my favorite color of red and green is a little bit darker. I like burgundy better. And like, I don't know, maybe not forest green, but a darker green. So here I have my Ganzai Tambi watercolor paint palette out, and just mixing some red with some brown to kind of darken the red a little bit. And then it wasn't quite as dark as I wanted it, so just adding a little bit more paint here. And actually in person I think it's a little bit darker than what it looks like on the screen here. And now I'm just adding some green and gonna add a little bit more red and drying it up, which in retrospect I kind of wish I hadn't done, because it didn't dry as naturally as it normally would have, but it's okay. It looks good, so I'm happy with it. So then I'm just cutting it down so that it can fit on the card, and it was just a little bit too wide, so I wanted to shorten it up just a little bit more. And then I decided, oh, and since it's watercolor paper, I wanted to use some double-sided tape. So, and then that card I didn't really need it to be a opening closing card, because then I kind of felt like I had to add something more on the left side, which I didn't really know what to add at that point. So just gonna finish it off with some washi tape again, and here we have the final product. So there's my red and green, and then here I'm putting it away and realizing, oh, I forgot to show you the silver and gold up close. So pulling it back out, and here we go. Those are my favorite holiday colors. Turned out pretty good, I think. So that was kind of a fun one. So I think that just about wraps it up. Oh, and then, yes, showing you the stamping that I didn't show you before. So, just gonna put it back in the book, and I'll be ready for the next day's journaling. Hope you had a good time watching this, and I hope you have a great weekend, and I will see you all very soon. Bye!